This is Lisa Ling. She brings life into focus. Where? This is Life with Lisa Ling. But the one good thing about today's technology is that this acclaimed journalist's work lives on the internet. So you could find things that Lisa has done and places she's been in the past, and you are always here. Lisa Ling, welcome to the Mark Berman Show.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Can we have an ayahuasca update? No. I'm only kidding.
Whether I've done it yet or not. Oh, no.
I remember that from that interview, and they asked you if you had done the ayahuasca drug. It's supposed to be something that cures many diseases and illnesses. And
yes. Well, ayahuasca, which people who consume it are defiant about the fact that it's not a drug. They call it a medicine. And it's this hallucinogenic substance found only in the Amazon. And people are going all the way to the Amazon to seek treatment for things like PTSD, severe depression, sexual abuse. So it's something that is considered illegal, or it is illegal in the United States, but is reputedly helping transform the lives of so many people who are very deeply sort of damaged.
And we invite you, whatever we discuss today, just Google it, Lisa Ling, and that topic, and you'll be able to see in depth, because your reports are absolutely phenomenal. Okay, sugar babies.
Moving on to sugar babies, yes.
This was another report that you did. I didn't get the concept. Is it a younger woman taking care of an older guy?
Yes.
That's my sister taking care of my father because he's up there in age.
Right. Well, that's not a negotiated thing, I don't think. What I love about the kinds of shows that we do on This Is Life are, some have somewhat sensational, sounding topics, like sugar babies, for example, but every episode is really depth-filled. And so the sugar babies episode is about a phenomenon that is happening now, in which a lot of younger college-age students are seeking out older male benefactors to help them with, among other things, paying their college tuition. And while on the outside it sounds a little suspect, like why would a woman be seeking that out, and what is she doing in exchange for him paying for her college tuition? But in many ways this is kind of an economic story that is sort of reflective of our times. This generation is the first generation of young Americans to be told consistently that they're never going to make as much money as their parents. And a lot of the young women I spoke to were carrying 3 jobs while trying to go to school. And so they see this as an easier way for them to have some support for their tuition and also be able to focus more on their studies. And they say that it's always a negotiation, meaning that they don't have to do things that you might think that they would have to do in exchange for receiving help with their tuition.
Now, Lisa, you have ADD.
I have diagnosed ADD, yes.
So do I. Now, can I do this on camera? Can you join me and 3 other people for lunch? Because what we want to do is we want to go sit at a table, have the waitress come over, none of us pay attention to each other or the waitress, and be on our phones. Is that kind of ADD? Because I live that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I certainly the things that we're doing now exacerbate people who may have like a bona fide diagnosis of ADD or ADHD. We are constantly on our cell phones. We are, constantly sort of picking up bits and pieces of information via Twitter and so on. So
thank you.
So those things definitely don't help. But it's something that you can work on treating.
I need to know what hyperfocus is, because I need to pay attention and learn, because you have hyperfocus.
I do, and I think that hyperfocus comes with something that you just are really passionate about, and you can just zone in on. When I work, I get distracted very, very easily. But when I'm working, somehow I am able to hyperfocus on my work. But if there's things that are going on around me, it's very easy for me to get distracted. Very easy.
Oh, excuse me a minute. Bam! I was just in therapy.
You okay? You're right.
I needed that.
Am I losing you?
No, you were great. This is great. Born in Sacramento.
Yes.
You've traveled the world. This is Life with Lisa Ling. Now, these are stories similar to what we just talked about in this upcoming season, and you're on CNN, and it's Sunday night. What do we have coming up this season? Can you spill anything? Because your stories are really captivating. They're things that people are interested in, and you go places that most broadcast journalists do not.
You're right, and we are completing production right now, and our show will come back at the end of September on CNN. But I can't tell you exactly.
Oh, come on! You're somewhere. You're somewhere.
I have to kill you, but what I will say is that the episodes that we've shot so far are amazing, and I'm so excited. There are episodes that will make you cry. I mean, really have a box of tissues near you soon, because or when you're watching some of these shows, because some of the things that people have shared with us are deeply, deeply emotional and challenging. There are episodes that will make you laugh hysterically. There are episodes that will upset you. And what I love about doing this kind of show is you experience the full range of emotions. You're exposed to so many different kinds of people and so many different kinds of topics. But at the same time, they're all reflective of things that are happening in this country. And I like to think that the more we know about each other, the better we become. And so This Is Life is an opportunity to acquaint ourselves with people who may live right next door to us or across the country from us.
Your Sunday night viewing has just been elevated, so make sure you tune in. This Is Life. Now, you're not going to do a story on The View, because who has not done a story on The View? I have to. How many people have done this to you, Lisa? What happened behind the scenes, and what's going on? I'm not going to do that.
Too many to count. And listen, I had a great time at The View. It's been a long time. It's been over 10 years. I was a little bit out of my comfort.
You've been off 10 years?
More than 10 years now. Yeah. It's been a long time. I know. It feels like yesterday. But, I was really young and, sitting next to a pretty esteemed cast of women. But I had so much fun. I learned a lot. But I honestly haven't had a moment. I haven't seen the new View, and I hardly get a chance to watch it because I'm working. So when people do ask me about it, it's hard for me to answer, beyond the fact that for me it was a great experience.
I only have a second left with Lisa Ling. You're here in Atlantic City for the Women's Conference,
yes.
And you're going to address a room full of women who are business people, who are moms. What are you going to touch on today?
Well, I've been really fortunate to have been able to cover stories about women all over the world and here domestically in this country. And I have a lot of stories about women, about women's resiliency, about the struggles that they've faced, but also the strength of women that I want to share. I've always believed that if women don't stand up for each other, no one else will. And I'm excited to share some of these stories with the hope that the women in the audience can take something away from it and apply it to their own lives.
Favorite place you've visited on the planet?
That's a really hard question to answer. I have a thing for the Himalayas in Nepal, which is why my heart is so broken after the horrific earthquake that just struck Nepal. But I'm sure that country is going to repair and get repaired, and I encourage people to try and visit because it's a magical, magical place.
How's your sister?
She's great. She's great. She has 2 beautiful kids. She's running a channel on the Discovery Network, so she's doing really, really well, and always so grateful that she was able to be returned home.
Lisa Ling with Mark Berman here at Golden Nugget, Atlantic City Marina District, and I want to thank you for spending a few minutes with us on the Mark Berman Show.
Thanks, Mark, for having me.
Are you looking for something that sucks less on the radio? Search is over now. You got a new place to go.